Pete, how you doing, friend?
Fantastic. How you doing,
Like
John?
you got another old guitar here.
Yeah, man.
This one comes with gorgeous straps.
Well, it's suspenders. He wanted them to match his suspenders, I think. So, but
I love it. What you
held
got?
it together. Well, what we got today is a 1940 John D'Angelico.
That should be a pretty cool guitar. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, so looks like this one is a heavily modded case.
That's right. Yeah, you got to do what it takes to keep it together.
Yeah, you said some duct tape in here. I'm seeing some duct tape in the back.
Yeah.
Let's check it out, man.
Let's see if we can get this sucker open here.
I love it. This one does have a music shop from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Originally bought in St. Louis.
So originally bought in St. Louis. A lot of D'Angelicos actually ended up in St. Louis. Here, we'll just put this on the floor.
All right.
There was a guy named Mel Bay.
I know that guy.
May be familiar with some of his educational materials, but he was a big D'Angelico fan, friends with him, and he brought in a lot of John's guitars to the St. Louis area, and so they pop up there every once in a while. This is kind of the third one that I've seen walk into our shop, and this is the cleanest one that we've seen walk in.
This is beautiful.
And so it wasn't always that way when we got it, but of course, you know me, I kind of put them back together and we check it out. But yeah, here it is. It's a D'Angelico 1940 D'Angelico Style A. Serial number is 1486. He started at serial number, I think it was like 1002 or something is what is the most earliest documented one that they have. So this is around the 480 something guitar that John built. Real cool flame maple on the back and sides and the neck. Every one of his guitars were built kind of one of a kind, and a lot of times he built it to the player if you were ordering a guitar from him. This is a Style A, which was kind of one of the more simpler models that he had, but again, since he built every guitar one at a time, some of them have different features. This one has, a dot inlay on the first fret, which not a lot of Style A's did. It also has the more kind of elaborate headstock design with a pearl D'Angelico New York logo rather than just a block with it etched in there, which is typical of Style A's. And it's got 3-ply binding on the top. So, it's kind of a dialed up Style A.
It's beautiful. Absolutely.
When we got it in, it kind of had one of those metal printed tail pieces on it, off like an old National style.
Yeah.
And it had a custom-made wooden pickguard that the original owner had made out of 2 layers. One layer was acrylic, one was wood, and it kind of was duct taped on one end.
I like that. You gotta have more duct tape.
And so we
got duct tape case, duct tape guitar.
Yeah.
You can fix anything with duct tape.
Even your D'Angelico from 1940, apparently. So, back in those days, guys just kind of made it work. Here's another little example. Yeah, those oval buttons are cool. And you'll notice there's like a screw kind of broken off in the back of the headstock.
You think there was a strap button there?
I think it was a hook. Yeah, I think it was a strap button hook, a little eyelet or something.
I like that idea of a hook that you just sit there and just connect it and then you got it. I like it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
For sure. So, but he did have the original bridge, so the bridge is original. I had era appropriate tailpiece and pickguard. There's an old Grover tailpiece that era appropriate for 1940, and this was an old pickguard that I had that just kind of looked as right as it could.
So he didn't have his own particular tailpieces. He was using stock material for those.
Yeah. You see Grovers on his earlier models quite frequently, especially on Style A's and Style B's. Later, he did end up having his own tailpieces made, kind of those Art Deco tailpieces. Beautiful tailpieces.
Those are the ones I kind of remember. That's why I was asking you about that. So.
Yeah, but the earlier ones and the more simple models like the Style A did get most of the time got these Grover ones.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I love the big old Archtops. 16-inch body on this, or is it
17? Yeah, it's a little bit more than 17. It's
with a not super deep thickness, so not
not super thick.
what is it? L's? Was it a 7?
The Excel.
That would have been? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or Excel or the New Yorker.
That is awesome. The thing about it is it's got all the Archtop punch and brightness. There's a warmth to this guitar that you don't hear in a lot of modern Archtop guitars. It really has a lot of warmth to it.
He really, made some incredible instruments, obviously, and they've got some serious volume to them as well. But if you look at other Archtops of the time, this is actually a relatively thicker top.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Seeing that.
And for the two parallel braces that he's got going on them, they're scalloped in such a way that I've only seen on his guitars, and I've seen a few of them at this point, but they kind of almost have this like humpback whale arch to them.
Really?
They're not real straight like Gibson. He scallops them, and they kind of look like, it's very intentional. Everything that happens in there is very intentional, but he definitely had a unique style of voicing it, especially for its time.
So is this an all solid guitar that's carved? Is it all solid back and sides on this?
Yeah, all solid guitar.
So no lambs on this at all?
Nope.
And you were right, it is a thick top. I mean, especially to be as open and resonant as it is, it's not like, I've seen some Archtops, mainly the inexpensive ones, K's and stuff that kind of did these big, thick tops on them. But this does not sound like that. Yeah. This is very, very big sounding. So very, very cool. I love it. Everybody needs to have 2 or 3.
Yeah, there's enough to go around. I think he made almost 1,300 guitars, about 1,200 or so. Is how many D'Angelicos exist. So
roughly, just out of curiosity, what is market value on roughly around on something like this these days?
On something like that, probably somewhere around 15,000. If it was a an Excel or a New Yorker, those can kind of get up. And kind of the heyday of D'Angelicos, like the real expensive ones, actually come a little bit later in his career when they get cutaways and a bigger body and stuff. But yeah, 1940 as is, I'd say around 15,000.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure glad you brought it in. This is another cool example. Pete, I always love it when you bring cool stuff.
Yeah, I always love being with you, man.
Now I want to go play it. I want to go make noise on it. Let's do it.